steer us back to, now you had children in this relationship. You know, how did the kids fare?
I'm sorry about that.
Right. No. We're all friends here.
Yeah.
How did the kids deal with being biracial?
Well,
in terms of their identification.
Interestingly enough, when we talk about post-racial, and a lot of people don't like that term.
Yeah, that's
people,
especially this week we were talking about post-racial.
However, I do think kids, particularly biracial kids, do kind of live in a post-racial world. My youngest at 18, he never knew about civil rights.
Why would that have been? Because his mother was Jamaican American and migrated here, or why would he not know about civil rights? Just out of curiosity.
I just think that the youth growing up today do live in a little bit more of a post-racial world.
Well, what does that mean, post-racial?
Right. Right. What does post-racial mean?
You know,
Does that mean color-free?
I think post-racial.
I love you.
I don't know here.
I don't think it means
totally different. I'm from a totally different
I know.
point of view.
Sorry, Denise.
Right. You know, totally different.
Does that mean that they're not? They don't experience racism? Is
right.
That what
But post-racial means that, I mean, my definition, the way I interpret it, and I don't know that this is right, is a sense that, you know, that race is no longer a factor. That, you know, the slate is clear. Everybody's starting from the same starting gate. And I just, you know, whether you believe it or not, whether you see it or not, it's still there.
Yeah. But getting kind of back to that. Let's explore a little bit about your kids. You know, who do they identify with? Do they see themselves? Are they black children?
They all
white
identify as
children?
black. They
self-identify as black.
So how does this jive with post-racial?
Well, I just think it's post-racial that I was talking with. I think when it comes to a mixed race relationship, it's not post-racial at all, because people definitely, as a white man with a woman of color, I notice it a lot, and I get comments from people, and I don't like them.
Like, what do you
Because your kids look black in appearance, right?
Actually, I have 4, and 2 look more lighter, and 2 look darker.
Right.
But going back to my son, I was talking with him. He can, the obstacles that my wife had, and maybe you did, or Tony did, when you were younger, he doesn't have some of those obstacles.
Like, do you have an example that comes to mind?
Because my son, who is probably close to your son's age, I feel that he has definitely dealt with the pangs of discrimination.
More discrimination?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
I'm wondering what kind of obstacles you're thinking about, though.
Well, I'm talking about obstacles, right? But no. But I'm addressing Steve with this. You know. But my son, who is close to your son's age, also has experienced, you know, discrimination. So the whole post-racial piece, that's, again, very...
well, here, let me explain it this way.
It might be more framed.
I don't mean to bring it up this way, but my son did not grow up with dogs biting people in the South, didn't grow up with Martin Luther King, but he did grow up with Barack Obama being president.
Yeah,
and when he did, he was 16. So whether it ends racism or not, my son is growing up where he could see, I could be president.
You know, we're going to have to close, but I will say that all of this comes from your own personal lens, how you see it, right? And it's so obvious here. But this was a great show.
Thank you.
So thanks so much.